Today, I'm going to teach you a trick that makes your guitar way easier to play. This is going to be really useful if you find that you're not able to practice for as long as you'd like because of physical limitations. It'll help you build up endurance, avoid finger, hand, and wrist pain. Quick shout out to my student Elby, as they suggested I make this lesson. You can see right here in the email that they sent to me. I'm actually adapting this from a bar chord trick that I demonstrated in another video. They realized that you could just use it for regular chords too, so that's what I'd like to show you today. Now, before we get started, you do need a capo for this. In my opinion, they are an invaluable tool and they're pretty cheap. You can buy a cheap one for like 10 bucks. I even have a video that shows you how to make a capo using a pencil and rubber bands. I'll put a link to that in the corner. Otherwise, all we have to do to make our guitar way easier to play is you're going to put the capo on your guitar, and where you put it will determine how much easier it is to play. Putting it on the first fret will make it a little bit easier. The second fret will make it much easier. The third fret will make it super easy to play, and I wouldn't really go beyond that, but you're welcome to experiment. I'm just going to put my capo on the first fret, and then I'm going to tune my guitar like I would normally tune it. So E, A, D, G, B, E. And if your guitar was in tune before you put the capo on, it's going to say F now. So we have to loosen it till we get back down to E. The capo brought it up. We got to loosen it to bring it back down to E. And we just do that. Standard tuning. Remember to always go below the note and then come into the correct note. And I'm going to do the usual tuning thing where I double check every note to make sure it's all good. You might have to go through all the strings 3 or 4 times because you're dropping every single string in tuning, and you want to play on an in-tune guitar. So make sure that everything's showing E, A, D, G, B, E, standard tuning, and that's it. We're done. My guitar feels much easier to play. The only thing that you have to remember is that the capo is like the open strings now. So our E chord looks like this. Our G chord looks like this. Our C chord. And now you're ready to practice guitar, and it's going to feel way easier. Like I mentioned earlier, you can do the same thing, but putting the capo on the second fret, it'll be even easier to play. And, when you do that, like you start maybe at the second fret and your guitar is in like easy mode. You practice for like a week. And then you take it down to the first fret, remembering to tune every time to E, A, D, G, B, E, every time you move the capo. Do that for like another week, and then maybe you can take the capo off, and all of a sudden you've developed the finger strength because you've worked your way up to it. That's kind of the overall plan with this one. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this little trick. Now, when it comes to actually practicing on guitar, I have a free ebook. It's completely free for all my subscribers. It goes over all the basics. But if you want a more step-by-step path where I kind of just guide you through every single thing, I have a course, Learn Guitar Once and For All, that takes you from absolute beginner to confident strummer, learning songs along the way, as well as the most common chord progressions, the basic techniques, all the stuff that you're going to need to succeed on guitar. I'll put a link to that down below as well. Otherwise, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.